Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Trevenant. Trevenant leads this powerful double steel line in the Great League. I decided to take a break from all of the fun picks for the interlude season to showcase a team that I've run in the past. Now, it's been quite some time since I first featured this team. And since then, I have featured it in my top 5 best anti-meta teams for the Great League. And this team was built in response to all of the Swampert Skarmory teams. Now, like I said, it's been quite some time since I first ran this team. So I wanted to run it again, guys. For those of you who are seeing all of the Swampert Skarmory teams, if you haven't, if you maybe have been under a rock and you haven't seen that team, it is Swampert on the lead. Usually have Sableye or Drapion or Frostlass as the save swap and Skarmory in the back. You could also see it with Azumarill, but the core components of that team is Swampert and Skarmory. So I built this team a little while back to counter that team because I was seeing it non-stop. And my goodness, was it a powerful counter to that Swampert team. And in light of the recent Mudkip Community Day, I'm sure many of you are seeing more and more Swamperts in the Great League. I know I was trying to do some fun stuff for you guys, but everybody wanted to run Swampert. So I said, hey, you know, maybe there are other people running into this issue like me, so why not give them a solid solution to it? And that is what we have here. So it runs Trevenant on the lead. You're going to pick up those Swampert leads. Stunfisk is your safe swap, and Bastiodon is in the back to close the game strong. Stunfisk is one of the best safe swaps in the Great League because even with a type advantage, it is able to hang in there and really hold its own and sometimes even flip switch for you. And Bastiodon is just amazing to close it out. Functions amazingly when shields are down, and it handles Talonflame as well. I've been seeing quite a few more Talonflames as well as of late, which is why this team is amazing. So here we go, kicking it off with bonus battle number 1, Trevenant mirror matchup. The way I like to play a Trevenant mirror is I will go just Seed Bomb. Just build up to only the Seed Bomb. Don't go past it. They will often let it through like they did there. And if your goal is to win lead on the Trevenant mirror, all you have to do is shield once after they have tanked the Seed Bomb and farmed down. That's how you win lead on the Trevenant mirror matchup. That's how I do it. Seed Bomb, shield once, farm down. You will win every time. And they meet us with a Charm, Alola Ninetales. So we threaten a shield with a Shadow Ball. They shielded. We make a play in the Stunfisk, and they meet us with a Swampert right on cue. This is why I built this team to take care of all of the Swamperts, and they let the Earthquake through. That might have been a big misplay by them, but they didn't know what we had in the back. They're probably banking on being able to charm down with Ninetales. Little do they know we have the perfect answer for Charm, Alola, Ninetales. So we are just going to let our Trevenant go down, and we're going to come in with our Bastiodon, farm down the Swampert, and it is just about lights out for their little old Charm, Alola, Ninetales. It did not have a prayer, so they top lefted, conceded the match. That's going to be a good game. Well played to our opponent. As per usual, we have to start things off with some very, very fun bonus battles. We've got a few bonus battles here before we get into the featured set. This is bonus battle number 2, and here we go. Swampert lead, why this team was built. We absolutely dominate Swampert. They will swap out like they did there. We went into Stunfisk here. We should have gone into Bastiodon because knowing that they have a Swampert, Bastiodon definitely is what you should come in with if they swap out like this. But it's okay. That's a bit nitpicky, but it's okay. It's just Stunfisk has a slightly better matchup against Swampert than Bastiodon. So we're just going to play this out a little bit here. They are just going to town on us with this foul play spam here. Going to try and get off an Earthquake. Of course, they let it go through. Umbreon is about as tanky as a Pokemon gets. Umbreon can absolutely tank the damage, as many of us all may know by now. And we are going to have to shield up at some... We're going to have to start shielding now. Going to look to bait because they seem to be fighting hard. They kind of need the flip switch here, so they let it go. That is amazing. We're not going to shield this. We're not going to go completely down on shields. We have to preserve at least one shield for Trevenant, as Trevenant functions best with shields. Gonna go for another Rock Slide and see what they want to do. They may shield. Yeah, like I said, they really need to flip switch. And they take us out with a Snarl. This Umbreon has tons of energy. So now we come in with Bastiodon. And just gonna look to farm down. There at this health range, there is no need to throw any energy. Bastiodon functions amazingly when it can load up on energy. So we're just going to tank all this damage from the Umbreon. It is just terrorizing our existence. Umbreon can be quite annoying at times. So they come back in with a Swampert, of course, and they've got a Medicham in the back. Holy smokes. Trevenant was about to go off on that team, on the remainder of it. Once we got the Umbreon out of the way, Trevenant was going to roam free and wreck house. Good game. Well played. This team is still as amazing as it was back when I first featured it. If you're scratching your head wondering how to handle all of those Swampert teams, guys, this team may just be for you. And here we go, another Trevenant Mirror matchup. So we're going to play this out just like we did in the previous matchup. We go straight Seed Bomb. Don't go up to the Shadow Ball. Just build up to Seed Bomb. They usually let it go through, but this battler shields. If they do that, then you get the heck out of there, because if they shield up a Seed Bomb, they have something to hide, and here it is. So if they do that, they've got something to hide. You want to draw out what they're hiding, and here we go. We got a Machamp. It's not Shadow. And you guys are about to see what I mean about Stunfisk being one of the best safe swaps in the Great League. They let the Earthquake go through. They didn't want to go completely down on shields, and we simultaneously KO. This is why Stunfisk is an amazing safe swap. You often see it as a lead, but it functions beautifully as a safe swap. We waited down to see what they had, and they came in with a Wall Rain. We saw Ice Water, so that means it is Bastiodon time. Bastiodon handles Wall Rain beautifully, especially when you are up a shield like we are. We shield up the Earthquake. Now, guys, this is not an XL Bastiodon. I'm sure many of you are wondering. You can still have tons of success if you don't have an XL Bastiodon. The level 40 does just fine. And we're just gonna beat up on this Wall Rain here. Gonna shield up everything because we can just beat up on it with our smackdowns. They aggressively swap back in with the Trevenant. We tank these Shadow Balls all day. That's not a problem. Gonna come back in with our own Trevenant to shred this opposing Trevenant down with our Shadow Claws. Force them to throw a little bit of energy. That does not KO, but they are not getting to another Shadow Ball before we can hurl some rocks at it, and this Wall Rain is just about done. We're not messing around with this Wall Rain. We're gonna throw a Stone Edge at the 2 HP Wall Rain because we're not messing around with Wall Rain today. We say bye-bye Wall Rain, and we say good game. Well played to our opponent. Had a blast with the bonus battles to start things off strong, and as we move into the featured set of the video, if you like what you're seeing so far with Trevenant and the Great League, do give the video a like, as you would be providing a massive help to the channel. Terrible lead, we got a Talonflame. We're getting into our Stunfisk just as fast as we can. They meet us with a Vigoroth before loading up on energy. So we're going to go for the Earthquake, and they let it through. That is amazing. That's what we needed. This is why Stunfisk is such a powerful safe swap. I keep saying it, guys. You can run it as a safe swap. Don't be afraid of them counter swapping you with a fighter. Stunfisk is powerful enough to hold its own against the counter users. We threaten with a Rock Slide because they are getting very low. And we're actually going to shield this. We're going to play out the one shield and see if we can flip switch with our Stunfisk. Because if we can align our Bastiodon with the Talonflame, we are going to have tons of fun with it. And they let it go. They don't know what we have in the back. They are coming back in with the Talonflame. And it is Bastiodon time, guys. Are you ready to see one of the most satisfying things you could possibly see in Pokemon Go Battle League? That is Talonflame. Getting rocks hurled at it. Nothing pleases me more. We are going to take out this Talonflame with Smackdowns. We tank these flame charges all day. They hit us for neutral, and Bastiodon is an absolute tank. Bye-bye, Talonflame. See you later. We're going to see what else they have in the back. They've got a Hypno in the back. Haven't seen one of these in quite some time. Hypno has sort of fallen out of the meta with all of the ghost types, like Trevenant, right on cue. We come back in with our Trevenant because we know that we can absolutely shred with our Shadow Claws. They do hit for super effective. We absolutely dominate Hypno with Trevenant. Gonna shield up whatever this is. They did build up to a potential Shadow Ball, but they bait us with an equally super effective Fire Punch, and we shred it down with those super effective Shadow Claws. Poor Hypno didn't stand a chance against Trevenant. They put up a good fight. Good game. Well played to our opponent. Had a blast with my old anti-Swampert Skarmory team. It's still good, guys, even with the introduction of Walrein, because back when I first featured this team, Walrein had not yet become overpowered. So here we go. Medicham, this is a very solid lead for us. Trevenant absolutely dominates Medicham, and they tried to catch onto a Stunfisk. That's okay. So we gotta play this the right way. We want to chip this opposing Stunfisk because we have to come back in with our own. So we're gonna look to catch the Rock Slide onto our own Stunfisk. We come into this making them waste their energy with a resisted Rock Slide along with a health advantage. We know that they're gonna go for the Earthquake. You could let this go through. It's a bit risky because it wouldn't KO, but it would get you extremely low. We play it safe and we shield just so that we can load up on energy because we know that they're going to come back into the Medicham. We're going to chip with a resisted Rock Slide of our own. Of course, it doesn't KO, but it leaves it low enough to where we get a couple of Mud Shots in, which allow us to get to an Earthquake to threaten this Medicham. Not going to shield anything from the Medicham. A lot of Medichams are running Power Up Punch these days in the Open Great League. Very interesting. We're going to go for this Earthquake and see what they want to do. They probably won't likely shield like they did there, and it does tons of damage because they let that through. We know that they are nowhere near anything that can threaten our Trevenant. We're just going to come in and get ahead on energy here. And we farm it down before they could do any more damage to us. And they've got a Walrein in the back. This is what I mean about this team. It still does very well, even with the introduction of Walrein into the Great League meta. We are just going to threaten those shields with super effective Seed Bombs. And we grab both of the shields with our Trevenant. That is amazing. They could have definitely farmed down, but they are probably getting a little nervous, a little sweaty on their end. That's okay. We're going to throw our Stunfisk in here to force them to throw more energy. A lot of Walrein players love to load up on energy, so we throw Stunfisk in here to make them throw that energy because they don't have shields, and we were going to threaten with a super effective Rock Slide, and it is all but over for their Walrein. We are still up a shield. Going to shield up the potential Earthquake. They had to bait there to give themselves a shot, but to no avail. They were not making it to the Earthquake that they needed, and we say bye-bye Walrein with our Bastiodon. Closing the game strong. Bastiodon is still very powerful in the Great League, even as a level 40. Good game. Well played to our opponent. Are you guys beginning to see the power of this Trevenant team in the Great League? It is so powerful, given what people are choosing to run in the interlude season. people are running a lot of meta. So they forced my hand. You kind of have to fight fire with fire, I suppose. And we had a Swampert lead. You love to see it. All the Swampert leads. They meet us with a Frostlass. So you can see the Swampert lead with this Frostlass safe swap as well. And guess what, guys? We got the perfect answer to Frostlass. You just tank these Shadow Balls. We tank them all day. And it's fine because it will get us low, but not low enough to warrant shielding. We want to be low anyways because they are absolutely going to come back in with the Swampert, as Swampert absolutely dominates Bastiodon. But when Bastiodon has loaded energy, it's a little bit of a different story, guys. I gotta say. We hit him with the resisted Stone Edge. That's what you do against Swampert because your Stone Edge has more base damage and it has stab. And my goodness, Bastiodon putting in the work, getting the Swampert into the low red. That is insane. So we throw Trevenant in here, knowing that the Swampert is just about done. We're going to throw Trevenant to soak all the damage. And we're banking on there being a Skarmory in the back because Swampert often, 9 times out of 10, comes paired with a Skarmory. But this is not a Skarmory. This is a Trevenant. Holy smokes, I was not expecting to see a Trevenant in the back. And now things are getting very interesting. This is getting very interesting, guys. Shields are still up on both ends. We're going to go with the Rock Slide and try and give ourselves a shot. They tank the first one because they know that they can. And we're going to look to play this out here. This is why you don't top left, guys. You don't instant top left. Give yourselves a shot because you never know what can happen. Most battlers would just top left this one thinking that it was over. But we are about to see the power of Stunfisk in the Great League, guys. They tried that catch even though they had a shield. They didn't need to do that. They just gave us the game. WinCon spotted. They tried to catch a Rock Slide on their low health Swampert. Whenever your opponent tries to catch unnecessarily, you make them pay for it because we farmed down that Swampert. They gave us the farm we needed to get that back-to-back Rock Slides and take out the Trevenant. Overcoming nearly impossible odds, we take the game because our opponent tried to get fancy even though they had a shield. We made him pay, and we won in the end. Good game, well played to our opponent. Do you guys ever see that? You know, your opponent gets a little overconfident. They try to get fancy and catch when they don't need to. Oh, man, nothing more satisfying than making people pay for trying to get fancy in the Great League. It is amazing. And here we go. We've got a Superior on the lead. You don't see this too often. Superior is very powerful. Of course, we get the one Superior running Aerial Ace. Of course, we get the one Superior running Aerial Ace. It is amazing. But we did get off a Shadow Ball. They let that through. That's amazing. And Trevenant flip and switch. Winning lead. That is amazing. They have a Skarmory in the back. We go into our Stunfisk, and they meet us with a Medicham. So this is what we wanted. Even if you win lead, you don't stay in there. You still swap out, guys. You got to make sure that you align appropriately when you're running an ABB style team. So we're going to let this go down. Our Trevenant is still relatively healthy, and they go Dynamic Punch. Holy smokes. Oh, you don't see that every day. Medicham with Dynamic Punch. You don't really need to run Dynamic Punch in the Great League. The counter damage is more than enough to handle the steel types, but that is okay. They shielded our Seed Bomb. That is interesting. So we're going to shield up whatever this is. They go Dynamic Punch again. So not sure what this Medicham is running. Maybe they're single moved, but they aggressively switch lock their Skarmory in. And it is lights out. Bastiodon is about to feast on this Skarmory. This Skarmory does not stand a chance, even if it's running Flash Cannon. Hats off to our opponent, running the spicy movesets on their Pokemon. but that is okay. Even Flash Cannon will not help the Skarmory. You go Flamethrower on the Skarmories, as it is a Steel type and it does hit for super effective. We say bye-bye Skarmory, and we loaded up on energy. We made sure that we were close to another Flamethrower to really chip at the health on the Medicham, expecting them to farm all the way down. So it was important for us to have a move ready for the Medicham on our Bastiodon, because our Trevenant is very low, but we do have some residual energy. And they go Dynamic Punch again. I don't know what this Medicham is doing. I think that they may be single moved, but either way, we say bye-bye to the Medicham with a Seed Bomb. That is all we needed to seal the deal. And that is going to be yet another good game. Well played to our opponent. Had a blast with this team. Oh my goodness. It was so much fun to run. My goodness, Trevenant, super powerful. And when you back it up with two very strong Steel types, that makes for a strong team comp for sure. And we are met with a Nidoqueen. As we all know, Nidoqueen often comes paired with two Dark types in the back. But you could see Umbreon as well, like we see here. If you see Umbreon, there's also a good chance that there is a Defense Form Deoxys in the back. That has become a pretty popular team comp as of late. Nidoqueen, Umbreon, Deoxys. We don't know. It could still be Nidoqueen Double Dark, but we come in with the right Pokemon for an Umbreon switch in, and that is Bastiodon. Because Bastiodon gets dominated by Nidoqueen. It is not close, guys. Even though you triple resist the fast move pressure, they double resist your fast move pressure, and they are able to get to super effective Earth powers. Nidoqueen absolutely dominates Bastiodon, just so that you guys know. So we're just playing out this Umbreon matchup here. We're not going to overfarm by too much, as the energy is much more better spent on the Nidoqueen. And right here, they threw us completely off, guys. They aggressively swapped back into the Nidoqueen, and just, out of, muscle memory, we went into our Trevenant. This was a huge misplay, massive misplay. It's going to cost us here, because we should have gone into Stunfisk. Stunfisk dominates Nidoqueen. And even if they did have a Defense Form Deoxys in the back, we would have had our Trevenant for that. Yeah, just out of muscle memory, we went back into the Trevenant after they, completely threw us off. I was not expecting them to aggressively come right back in with the Nidoqueen like that. And so we take out the Nidoqueen, and we come back in with Bastiodon as they come back in with the Umbreon to soak the damage, and they've got a Scrafty in the back. It is over. One misplay can absolutely cost you the game. They had a Scrafty, we had a Stunfisk. It was over. That's when you top left. You got to know when to top left. There's no chance of winning that. Good game. Well played to our opponent. We had a lack of focus, and it cost us a 5-0 set, guys. Would you believe that? We zigged when we should have zagged. We could have won that, I think, even with the Scrafty. But you never know. We just didn't give ourselves the chance. They threw us off with the aggressive swap, and that was crazy. It completely threw me off. It was late at night too, guys. This, I think, was the last set of the day, so lost a little bit of focus there. It cost us, but that's okay. You can't win them all. You still can't complain with a solid 4-1 set in the Great League, especially when people are running hyper meta, despite it being the interlude season where rankings don't matter. But that's another story. We won't beat that dead horse in this video here. That's okay. So I got tired of people running those hyper meta teams, so I decided to fight fire with a bit of a meta team of my own. And as you can see, guys, it is still every bit as strong as it was when I first ran it. We have had a few shifts in the meta, most notably Walrein since I last ran this team. I don't believe Walrein was a factor when I first ran this team, but Swampert certainly was a factor, and that's why I built this team, guys. Originally, I was just seeing Swampert leads everywhere, and I got tired of it, so I put this team together to handle all of those Swamperts. I was trying to run a fun team for you guys, and I just kept running into more and more Swamperts. So I said, to heck with it. Maybe people are seeing it as well. Mudkip did have the Community Day flashback, so maybe people who hadn't had a Swampert previously want to, run their freshly built Swampert with Hydro Cannon. And I was seeing a lot of it, so I said, maybe other people are seeing this as well. Why not dust this old team off and give it a go? Show people how to handle all of those Swamperts running rampant in the Great League. So that is the team, guys. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to give the video a like and really let YouTube know that you like the content by hitting that like button. If you do that, you'd be providing a massive help to the channel. Lets YouTube know that you like the content, and maybe they could recommend it to others who may also enjoy the content as well. But I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.